In a quiet courtroom, tension fills the air. A mother stands before the judge, accused, yet determined. A father defends his peace, a daughter's voice trembles between love and loyalty. What began as a simple custody plan has turned into a battle for truth, trust, and a child's future.
Mom feeds her, takes care of her, roof over her head. Now she has a little more rules than father does sometimes, but I don't think that rises to the level of modifying this plan here. And we understand that temporary plans are temporary, but oftentimes these types of plans roll downhill to where a permanent parenting plan might end up being. We don't think it's in the best interest of the child for her to be away from her siblings at this frequency, even though she may not think so. She's 15. Further, we understand that one of the best interest factors is that the reasonable inclinations of what the child might want over a certain age. However, from what I heard back there, I don't think that any of that was reasonable. Mother has a right to see her child, whether or not the child necessarily wants to or not. I just simply don't believe that there's any actual fear regarding any of the situations that she talked about. And I think it's in the best interest of the child for her to stay with her siblings and keep the week on, week off visitation as it is. She said to herself that father said specifically that he doesn't care if she goes or not. And I think that goes to the effort or lack thereof that father's making to actually cultivate the relationship with that child and mother in a loving way, Your Honor. So I'd ask that this motion be denied.
Mr. Brady, you wish to respond?
Yes, Your Honor. As to Mr. Talley's point that there would be reduced sibling time, this child testified that from October 2024 to August 2025, she was on an every other weekend, if even that, schedule with the mother as it was, and that it's only been this school year that the mother has began to enforce the alternating week schedule with her. So the reduced sibling time is not a critical thing. And also you heard the child testify that if she wants to reach out to her siblings, she'll just call them on the phone. Fear is not required. This would be a best interest analysis. If we want to move on into the best interest analysis, we can do that. The child testified the father repeatedly said she wants her to have a relationship with her mother. The problem is the mother, as you heard from the child, is on the phone with the person that threatened to kill this child. And that then is a problem.
In this courtroom, a mother stands before the judge, fighting not just for her rights, but for her child's love. The debate isn't about money or power, it's about time, trust, and what's truly in the best interest of a 15-year-old girl.
Concerning issue, but it is still an issue that should be taken into account from the court.
Looking at the evidence on a motion to dismiss, which is taking it in the strongest light, I find that there is evidence to support the motion. Whether that is or is not going to be granted is still yet to be determined, but for this stage, I deny your motion to dismiss. You may put on any proof if you wish, or we may move to argument on the actual motion.
Thank you, Your Honor. I call Ms. Forte.
Forte, if you'll come around to our witness stand, please. I'm going to have you step up here.
Be careful with the chair.
You'll raise your right hand and be placed under oath.
You speak up for them, Dad. He's right down to the office and yes, sir.
Thank you. Just have a seat.
Could you state your name for the record, please?
Elizabeth Forte.
And you're the mother of McKaylee, correct?
Correct.
And you're aware that fathers filed a motion to amend the temporary parenting plan that was put in place earlier this year, correct?
Correct.
And what is that temporary plan? How often are you guys exchanging the children? For how long are you getting them?
On June 5th of 2025, we were agreed to do week on, week off. I would get the kids at 6:30 on Friday and exchange them at 6:30 the following Friday at a location halfway between home.
And whenever the week on week off visitation began in June of this year, did all the children participate?
No, they did not.
Which child did not participate?
McKaylee refused.
Did the order cover all the children?
The order covered all 6 of our children.
So around which month this year did the week on week off visitation start for all of the children?
It started on June 6th.
Well, when did it actually start
When
being
did it
exercised?
When they started coming to me for the week on, week off, McKaylee came, I believe it was around August 14th.
So why is it that McKaylee did not participate in the week on week off visitation between June of this year and August of this year?
McKaylee and father stated that it was not court ordered, that she had to go with me.
Was father here, to the best of your recollection, whenever the court entered that order of week on week off visitation?
The court listens as the child's words echo through the hall, torn between 2 homes, 2 parents, and 2 different worlds. She says her mother feeds her, cares for her, and gives her a roof, but still, something feels broken.
And I tried to do the week on, week off, and she refused, so I started video recording each interaction.
What do these interactions look like? Could you paint a picture for the court?
I would go to the meeting, I would get out, I'd have my phone recording, I would go to the vehicle where McKaylee would be sitting in the front seat with the door locked. I would say, McKaylee, are you coming with me? And she would say, no. I said, even though it's court ordered, you're refusing to go with me. Yeah, it's court ordered. During one of those interactions, McKaylee stated, you can call the popos, I'm not scared. And Dad was in the background stating that you can send the police to my house, I don't care.
Is this the only time an interaction like this would take place, when the exchanges were supposed to happen?
No, that one happened on July 4th. The following time that it was my week with them, the same thing happened until I had to call police in Cheatham County on August 1st, since I had a signed copy for a week, every other weekend at that point, that the police had to enforce that McKaylee go with me.
So was the reason that you weren't exercising your week on week off visitation until August because you just simply didn't want it?
No, that's not the case. It was because father and McKaylee said it's not ordered and they refused.
Did you want it?
Yes, I wanted McKaylee each and every time.
Why is that?
Because McKaylee's my daughter. I love her. I want that interaction. She's 15. I'm a mom. She's a growing young lady that needs that communication with her mom. I have always been involved in McKaylee's life. I've been there to advocate for her mental health, all of her issues. I've been there for the boy troubles that she's had.
Speaking of the medication and whatnot, do you know the last time that she's taken her medication?
I believe it was around the 1st of April. And it was around April 8th that I noticed that McKaylee was not taking her medication anymore.
And how do you feel about that?
I'm not okay with that. McKaylee has been, I'm not sure if I can list her diagnosis, but the medication that she is on is a mood disorder that's supposed to be taken daily and weaned off over the period of time.
Do you recall participating in any doctor's visits where her primary care physician or another doctor okayed her to go off of the medication when she did?
We had originally requested it back in 2022.
Her father's home has fewer rules, more freedom, but the court reminds everyone, freedom without guidance can lead to confusion. A child's comfort must never outweigh a parent's responsibility.
Back on medication.
When did that happen?
That would be the summer of 2022.
So whenever the child comes to spend whenever all the children come to spend their week with you, do you feed them?
Yes.
Are all the bills paid and all their needs taken care of?
Yes, they get 3 meals when they're at home with me. When they're at home with me and there's just school that day, they get dinner every night. They get multiple snacks. I don't limit access to any of the refrigerator, the snack, the pantry, or anything.
To your recollection, has the child ever brought to your attention the fact that staying with you makes her sleep schedule funky to where she doesn't get enough sleep during the week?
No, Michaela's never addressed that with me. I try to make sure all my children are in bed between 8 and 8:30 at the latest. They do have access to watch their TVs and play on their phones if they have them, but they are laid down in their rooms and tucked in between 8 and 8:30. I go in each room, kiss each one of them goodnight. I give them a hug and tell them I love them.
So, do you think that there are more rules at your house than at
Definitely
Father's
more
house?
than my house. And they have to abide them and respect each other and not be disrespectful.
Can you give the court some examples of the difference in the rules at your house rather than Father's house that you know about?
I can say that I make sure each one of the children respect each other instead of yelling and screaming and saying, shut up, or I hate you, or I'm going to kill myself. I make them apologize. I make them clean their rooms. They have to have their laundry picked up. They have to do their homework when it's asked of them. They have to be respectful of each other.
So, do you help the children with homework and things of that nature as well?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Do you help the children with homework and things of that nature as well?
Still couldn't hear you.
Apologies. Do you help the children with homework if they need it?
Yes, I've helped Michaela multiple times with biology. I believe it's biology she was doing. I help all of my children with geometry or any of the math homework. It's a daily thing with each one of them. I spend one-on-one time after I get off work with them.
So,
Then, the courtroom falls silent. The mother speaks, her voice trembling, yet firm. She explains how she waited outside, calling her daughter, who refused to open the car door. Even though it's court-ordered, she said softly, she won't come with me.
since that time, has Mr. Mullen had any contact with any of the children whatsoever?
No, he has not had contact with the children.
Do you talk to or have any communications with him in front of the children where they would know who you're talking to?
I do talk to him. The children do know now who I am speaking with. When he calls, if I'm in the vehicle, I put the phone off of Bluetooth and talk to him that way. Or in the beginning, when the children were coming, I would take the phone call into another room to where they weren't overhearing conversations.
And to your recollection, how many times has specifically the child we're here in court today for seen Mr. Mullen?
Prior to all of this incident, Michaela had probably met Mr. Mullen. She came to stay with us when I moved out in November of 24. She stayed a weekend. Then Michaela stayed Christmas Eve night. Other than that, those are the only times Michaela's ever met Mr. Mullen.
Do you recall anything violent ever happening between you and Mr. Mullen in the presence of this particular child?
No, nothing violent ever happened. Michaela's even went as far as to state that when there was an issue with a vehicle tire and Mr. Mullen was not yelling and cursing at me, she was like, Mom, that's different than what Dad does to you.
Currently, is Mr. Mullen incarcerated?
He is.
To the best of your knowledge, do you have any idea when he'd be getting out?
And he is serving a 6-year sentence, at least 85%.
So he's not getting out anytime soon, correct?
No, sir. Correct.
Whenever the children are with you during their week on, week off visitation, are you on the phone a lot?
I have been, yes, sir.
Are you able to take care of the needs of the children even though you may be on the phone a lot?
Yes, I would place him on hold if my children come telling me they need help with something, or if they're hungry, then I will place Mr. Mullen on hold so I can deal with my children.
Would you place anybody on a hold that you were talking to, regardless of who it was, if your children needed something?
Correct, because my children come first. best of both homes. They're still being able to see their father. They're still having the structure and stability that I'm able to offer them. They're getting the help with their homework. They're happy. McKaylee comes to my house laughing and smiling. We run around playing and tickling each other. But when she gets in the presence of father and I go to hug and kiss her bye, don't touch me. Don't talk to me no more.
And to the best of your knowledge, none of the other children have ever made any comments about being in fear or being at your house, correct?
No, they have stated some things that father has said, but as children, I'm trying not to listen to everything that they're telling me. They've never given me a valid reason as to why they're in fear of my home. My doors stay locked. I work from home, so I'm home with my children when they're home. No random stranger shows up to my house. My sister's the only one that ever comes to my house.
Thank you, Ms. Forte. I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right, Ms. Brady.
Ms. Forte, you said that you are on the phone with this person that's incarcerated when your children are present.
Yes, ma'am.
And you do know that we have an order from February from this court that said that you shall not allow any contact between the children and Mr. Mullen whatsoever, including phone contact, including no incidental contact due to the mother having contact with him in the presence of the children.
That is correct, but Mr. Mullen is not in contact with the children. He only speaks directly to me. The children do not hear his voice at all.
So if your daughter said that she hears the phone connect and hears a call is coming from Davidson County Detention Facility, that then you come off of Bluetooth at that point, do you think that's accurate?
Yes, she has heard that, in which at that time I would disconnect the Bluetooth and answer and put the phone to my ear. Mr. Mullen, it takes, I think, at least close to 10 seconds before his voice comes on.
Okay, and when you said you're on the phone quite a bit with him, how often would you think, or how many minutes a day do you think you're on the phone with him?
It would depend on what day you're asking me.
Okay, so you said that McKaylee started coming to see you August 14th.
Correct.
And so then you would have had her from August 14th until 7 days later, maybe the 21st.
Correct.
Does that sound right? Okay. Your Honor, could I approach the witness,
You may.
please? Whose name is at the top of the page that we have open?
It is my nickname. It's my phone number.
Okay, so these are your phone records that you provided as this part of discovery.
Correct.
And then if we look at August the 16th, which was a Saturday, at 8:53 a.m., you have an incoming call from the detention facility. How long does that call last?
They last about 14 to 15 minutes.
Problem nowadays is late to associate that phone number with murder.
Ms.
Okay,
Sand, I think you have to establish her knowledge of the phone number.
okay. What number is that from?
That number is from the detention center.
Okay, and then how long did that call last?
They last about 14 to 15 minutes.
Is there a time limit that they're timed out after 15 minutes?
Yes, each phone call gets a total of 15 minutes.
And so if we look on the 16th, which would have been the first Saturday that you had McKaylee, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back-to-back 15-minute calls. Is that right?
I'd say roughly, unless I count each one of them roughly, yes, ma'am.
So from 8:53 in the morning until 11:29 in the morning, you were on the phone with Mr. Mullen.
Yes,
And that's the first Saturday you had McKaylee in your home.
that's correct.
And then if we look a little farther down, you see another set that starts at 12:53. Is that right?
I'm sorry, what was that?
At 12:53, there's another set of phone calls that start.
Yes,
And from 12:53 until 4:05 p.m., you're on the phone with him several hours. Is that right?
that is correct.
And that again is the first Saturday that you had McKaylee in your home.
If I look at the calendar, I'd have to make sure the 16th is a Saturday, but if it is, then that's correct.
Okay, and then one more, and then we're finished with this. At 8:33, it begins another round of calls that lasts until 9:42. Is that correct?
Yes,
And that's again the first Saturday that you have McKaylee in your home after all of the days that you haven't had her.
correct.
So even having not had her, you spent that much time on the phone with an incarcerated person.
That is correct. Placing him on hold when McKaylee came to tell me she needed something to the other children as well.
And this is the person that threatened to kill you and your children.
I'm sorry, that's not accurate.
So when you testified to that prior in this court, then that wasn't accurate then, and now you've changed your
The
testimony?
comment that you made about him threatening to kill my children, I stated even back then, that is not true.
Okay. Did he threaten to kill you? Is required to be on the medication that she previously was on.
Yes, ma'am. If you pull up her medical records each month, all the way up until April, I was calling them in monthly and even communicating with father to pick them up.
But you don't have anything today that shows she's still currently ordered to stay on that medication.
Yes, ma'am. Because when I took her to the doctor back last year, she was supposed to stay on that medication. I have spoke to the pediatrician who states it has not been brought to her to.
Okay, we can't talk about what other people have said, just what you have that you saw for yourself. And isn't it true that you have photos on the wall in your apartment of you and Mr. Mullen?
I don't see how that's relevant, but yes, that is true.
And you said that there was no violent activity of this man and you in front of McKaylee, correct?
That is correct.
But there was violent activity between you and Mr. Mullen in front of the other children.
That is false. That has never happened.
You didn't call Mr. Forte early one morning and say, I have to bring the children to you because of a fight that's happening right now.
No, I did not. I did call Mr. Forte the morning, I believe it was January 17th, and let him know of prior incidents that had happened when the children were not with me. And then that's where everything progressed from there.
And on these exchanges, when McKaylee denied and refused to come with you, Mr. Forte brought her to the exchange.
With every exception of the second one, I believe in June, he did bring her.
And she refused to get out of the car.
Yes, stating that it was not court ordered, and father stated it was not court ordered.
Okay. And at some point, though, when it was court ordered, she still refused to get out of the car.
It had been court ordered since June 5th. When we went to court, I just did not have a signed copy to enforce that.
I gotcha. And during these exchanges, McKaylee is yelling and crying and saying she's not going to come, and she refuses to get out of the car.
Correct. And when asked why, she would not give a valid reason as to why.
Okay. That's all I have, Your Honor. Oh, Your Honor, I would ask to admit these phone records that Ms. Forte has as an exhibit, please.
We'll mark those exhibit 1.
That's fine.
Right.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
I would ask that not all the phone records be admitted, just the ones with the 2 pages that we actually looked at. It's August 16th and August 17th.
I'll allow Ms. Brady to pick out those particular records and we'll make those the exhibit. Mr. Talley, do you have any follow-up?
Briefly. Correct.
That is correct.
Is that what a typical Saturday looks like for you? Or,
The typical Saturday, no.
okay.
Not when my children are with me. I should verify that.
And do you, for your job, you're on the phone a lot too, correct?
Correct.
Okay. What do you do?
I am a financial analyst.
And you being on the phone a lot whenever you're at work, does that affect your ability to parent whenever the children are home?
No.
Those are all my questions, Judge. Thank you.
No follow-up, Your Honor.
Ms. Forte, I'm new to this case somewhat, so I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. What is Mr. Mullen in prison for right now?
He is in county jail for a a gun charge that he had received before meeting me.
And you said, if I understood you correctly, you said he was serving 6 years?
Yes, he got hit with a 6 years at 85%.
a 6-year sentence at 85%. So he's going to be in prison for a while. Whether he
Correct.
serves it at the county jail or serves it in prison, he's going to be serving time.
Correct.
And then the allegations that began in this case, and you said you got an order of protection against him. What did you get an order of protection against him for? Why?
There were some incidents that happened prior in December that I have never been through. I listened to a lot of people that stated I needed to go get an order of protection, so I did file an order. But as I tried to follow up and have that order served, Metro, because I live in Davidson County, they refused to come out and serve it when they told me they were going to. So the next day, I was scared and dropped it.
What did you allege he had done to you in that affidavit? A copy of that can be obtained, do you understand? And it was signed by you under oath. So I'm asking you, what did you allege that this Mullen individual did to you that would have caused you to get an order of protection? There
was an incident happened in December to where we had gotten to an argument and Mr. Mullen had shoved me and I fell into a wall.
Okay. Now, did you know he was on probation at the time, or?
He was not on probation, no.
You know he had a criminal record?
I knew of some of the things because he had prior when he was 18 years old, but he had been out for a good 8 or 9 years with no incidents.
All right. Now you know he's serving a 6-year sentence at 85%. Why are you talking to him for the majority of the day from the prison or jail?
Mr. Mullen was the person that once I left my marriage with Christopher, I had been dealing with a lot of domestic abuse that was not physical, but it was every other sense. Mr. Mullen was there to listen to me. I was able to be myself, not hide or feel like I had to be judged or be perfect.
Prison, are you going to renew your relationship?
With it being a 6-year sentence, I can't answer that at this moment.
Okay. Your daughter's 15.
I can't hear you.
Your daughter is 15, is that correct? And would you be okay with her dating somebody that had that kind of background and was in prison for a 6-year sentence?
Well, it depends on the charges because every person deserves a second chance. Like I stated, this charge was a gun charge that was found in a vehicle with him when he was pulled over.
Really? And you've heard the testimony, or rather you've testified that there was an instance where he made threats of some kind, whether he threatened to kill you or not. I know that's an issue in dispute. But do you understand how your daughter might not want to have contact with him?
I understand that.
And do you understand that they're aware that when you get a call from the jail, it comes in as a collect call, correct?
It doesn't come in as a prepaid call, but it does state where it's from, yes, sir.
Right. It says where it's from, and is that from the Rutherford County Jail?
He was in Davidson County. He has been moved to Rutherford County.
And when it comes in, the children, if you answer it on the Bluetooth, they know it's from a jail, right?
Correct. I tried to get it answered and have the volume cut down as I disconnect it, and then I turn it ready on for the children to hear.
All right. Thank you. Then you must sit down. Mr. Talley, you have any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Ray, do you have any proof?
No, Your Honor.
I'll hear an argument.
Your Honor, as we've discussed, we're not at a position where we have to prove a material change, which I think we could even if we needed to.